Child, I don't know why the fuck my mic was just muted. My mic was just muted. My mic is muted. Greetings. Hey, Erica. I was saying, hey, Erica. And I said, I don't know how I just muted my mic, girl. My mic was muted. Child. I don't even know. Let me take this off. I can't see shit. Listen. Okay. The live that we just, okay, I really can't see nothing now. The live that we just did, right? Oh, Charming. Let me drop the link. Charming. If Charming, Malika, or Aubrey, if one of y'all or Miss LT, if you up on here, can you come up for a second? I know we just got off the phone. This shit is mind blowing. You don't even understand. Mind blowing. This is mind blowing. Listen, my mind is blown. Please come up here, Charming or Miss LT or Aubrey or Malika. Like, my fucking mind is blown. You have no idea.
What
No
happened? Greetings, y'all.
greetings. I am on the phone talking to Miss LT. Miss LT is Helen, right? Uh,
Uh-huh.
she says she will in a moment. She is Helen Burrows, and I kept saying Bradford Thompson or Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, charming girl. I just need to calm my mind because
Charming.
this is the crazy part, because I said she was Helen, right? Something with a B.
Yes.
I said Bradford, maybe Bradford, and then Thomas. I think you may have been married at some point in time. Hold on. Um, but this is the thing. Um, we found Helen Burrows, right?
Right.
And she looks like her. She was
Right.
an activist. The crazy part is we've also found Helen Bradford Thompson, who is also a teacher and an activist,
Okay.
who's born in November, just as she is. She actually shares a birthday with Miss LT's mom. This is the thing.
What?
It dawned on me. It dawned. Here she goes. Here she goes. Here she goes. Oh, Miss
Greetings.
LT. Now, Miss LT, you also do some things that these ladies, you connect a lot with them, but you connect. Helen Bradford Thompson is a genome born 5 years
Mm.
before Nanny Helen Burrows. And there's a reason why they call her Nanny, like because she took care of children or whatnot. Um, just real briefly, Miss Latricia, just give them some of what you had given me.
Well, when I went, are you able to hear me? I am outside.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I did some research on Helen Bradford Thompson, which this Quatita did mention her as first. You mentioned her first. And so I did look up that name as well. And she's a genome woman. And I resonate a lot with her. She also was an activist. She dealt with taught psychology. Um, she was an activist. She worked with the Women's Suffrage Act. She had two girls, which you didn't mention that she had a daughter. I understand that Helen Burroughs did not have any children,
In which in this life you don't have any children.
which I don't have any children, and she wasn't married, which I'm not married. So the thing is that I resonate with both of these women because both of them dealt with taking care of children and women and fighting for their particular rights as well. And I'm like, okay, how is that possible that I
So
resonate with both of these women? And they were born 5 years apart.
so me and Miss LT is trying to really put this together and wrap our minds around it. And I'm like, so are we supposed to understand that we living two lives together? Like we're living two separate lives. So we're also understanding what it's like to be, because I've had a dream, like I told her, I've had a dream that I was a Hawaiian. And my family died. Me and my family, I had two children and my husband, we all died in some sort of like canoeing accident, boating type thing. And then it hit me I believe Helen Burroughs and Helen Bradford Thompson were counterparts. Counterparts. If you remember, I did a live, and I think Adina came through. I had the long braids, and I said, "We've been looped." Can you imagine? You can't find your counterpart because it may be another woman. Your counterparts.
Yeah.
There is something that we are supposed to be learning, that we are supposed to know. I believe they were counterparts, bro.
And the kicker about Helen Bradford Thompson, when I was telling Petita, is that she she had a point. She had to have a hysterectomy, and her best friend died of a heart issue. I had a hysterectomy last year, and my best friend passed away a few years ago of a pulmonary embolism that traveled to her heart, and she passed away.
Yes.
She suffered a lot of emotional instability because it was just life and just dealing with all that she dealt with. And I'm like, that is so my life. How? Like that's my life too. It's just both of them mirror me perfectly.
Malika, that's what I was
So
calling when you was in the shower. That's why I was calling. Like my mind is so blown. We're
Yeah.
missing something. And so Aubrey was saying, is it possible that if we access what we didn't know, what we don't know now, but we knew then, are we would we open unlock the keys? If you remember when I started the live and we did the meditation, I said, I want to unlock the keys of your DNA.
Mhm.
Not even realizing what I'm saying, but I'm just going by what Spirit has said. So when Aubrey says that, and we're needing to like awaken the keys of our DNA from past lives, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, you guys. Then I'm understanding, like, and now Miss LT, say what you said about remembering your past lives and what it could bring. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
I'm just wondering if this, whatever they dealt with in those past lives, I'm supposed to heal something in this life now that I know their stories and basically how it mirrors some of my story. Knowing that, I'm just wondering if I'm supposed to,
yes.
I'm sorry, there's a feedback. If there's
Oh,
something that I'm supposed to do to heal issues that I've had.
Because we carry that trauma. We already know we
Mhm.
carry that trauma. Come on, Charmy, what you was gonna
Absolutely.
say?
okay. So I have first of all, I have one question about them being counterparts. So were were they counterparts that never got that didn't get to meet in a specific like
I
they so
believe
they didn't
so.
get to meet. Okay, okay.
Yes, because
That
you know
makes a
our
lot of sense.
counterparts have been stolen from us, and they're also being looped.
Yes. And I was also gonna say, um, I do believe that you're correct, LT. Um, governess, I believe you know, but I've also done quite a few past life readings, and I've done them with quite a few cousins. And what we always find is that a lot of times, a good portion of the time, half the reading is about like their grandparent or their mother or their father that they've never met before or their father that there wasn't in their life. Um, and we find that a lot of that energy they literally like you said carry it on. And when they realize like, oh, my father wasn't really abs or was kind of absent in this life because he's carrying the energy that he had with him from that same life of being absent for whatever reason. It helps to develop some sort of understanding of, well, now I understand that not only do you create or break curses on your with self, you do it for your parents too, or you do it for your ancestors or your past life, the life your parents lived in a past life. So yes,
Because I
I
even
love
said
this
that to
breakthrough.
LT. I said, well, I
Hmm.
wonder if it's possible. Could Helen Bradford be also like your mom? Like, could that been one of hers?
Hmm.
But I honestly believe that is a counterpart. They're so mirrored. You know what I'm saying?
You remember, I'm sorry, you remember when you said that all genomes are not genomes that came from spirit?
Yes.
Which would help and understand that a lot of them are looped and they're in. And even when you just said to me,
Because she
remember?
fought for the rights of Melanites. This one woman
Yes.
did.
Mm-hmm.
So was is that a deity, or is that a Melanite hiding in there,
Well,
As of this
fighting
time,
for the rights?
the kicker is she was born on the same day my mother was born on, November the 6th.
Mm,
A
it's so
Scorpio.
crazy. This
Yeah.
is
wow.
mind blowing.
And even when you said to me, when you said that Darla was an alcoholic, and I don't even fool with alcohol like that. That's not even part of the choice of what I would indulge in, and I don't even really like alcohol. The taste of it is nasty to me sometimes.
So this is what's blowing my mind, Aubrey, because I was trying to find her. And I don't only one I kept coming up was this genome.
I know that's
And
the
I'm like,
same thing.
that cannot be Aubrey, although the cheekbones, you know. But I'm like, but I did Aubrey when we got off the live and I finished my session. I called Aubrey and Malika had to click off for a second. And so it's just me and Aubrey on the phone. And I'm like, Aubrey, you were a lounge singer turned actress. And like you're so used to being a woman in your lives. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's showing up to you this way. But you were a lounge singer turned actress, and Geno men like loved you and flocked to you, and they would promise to put you in movies and things like that. Like this is mind blowing, and I believe it's healing.
Yes, yes.
Oh, and
E-
somebody had asked, so Quatita, who were you in a past life? I spoke on this before. That I found out, of course, my name was John. I was a man and I was abusive. If you've been following me for a while, then you remember I talked about this. I was married to Bazzy in a different life and I was very abusive to her. And it's almost karmic in the way things went with her and I in a reversal because I was very abusive to her as a man in that lifetime. And I even came on and apologized for that. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I was a big, tall, dark-skinned man named John in a past life. So I'm just really like I could just fall on the floor and just like this is fucking crazy, bro.
It's deep as fuck. I'm telling you. I'm telling
And
you.
the girl, the lady, Jazzy, she sent the message back. I posted it. She's doing research on Charles Drew, and she says he looks just like her father. Her
Mm-hmm.
father is just dark complected.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her 43, and I said, I don't know if he was 43 when it passed. I don't know. From the time Charles Drew passed until the time she was born, it was exactly 43 years. So it's craziness.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Listen, it is Genius Jazzy from now on, honey. That's what we are going to call her
Genius
today.
Jazzy. So
Genius.
I believe we're supposed to unlock those keys, man.
Yes. Yes.
I want to say
Yes.
another thing. I think, well, that we spoke about how I mentioned in this life how I've done a lot of things and I just want to rest. And I remember someone saying that perhaps in your past life, because you did so much that this life you're supposed to rest in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Not do so much. Because if I could retire to this next second, I would. Because I'm just tired and I want to just get a travel van and just travel the world and do whatever and just be at peace. And I feel like because when you're always advocating for others and you're doing so much, it does wear on you. It doesn't mean that you don't love people, but there's comes a time where you just need to um, check on self and be about self for just a moment. And I just have that just urging. That's just really what I want to do because all I've done is taught children, and I love that, and I still want to do that.
I'm so
But
floored the similarities in the
yeah,
face.
mm, My
Especially when
cheekbone,
she
man.
smiles. Like the cheekbones, all of that in there, just, oh my goodness.
Malika, what was you gonna say? I saw you go for the unmute.
You saw it? First of all, this is incredible. It's amazing. When Quatita and I were talking earlier, I said you've been leading us onto this when we were on the phone with Aubrey with dream work and timelines. Am I echoing? I'm not echoing, am I? You guys can hear? Okay. With dream work and timelines, because I feel like all of these different versions of us help us tap into our super gifts, our superpowers in the current timeline and experience that we're in. And I do agree that that can be seen through multiple people. That's why there's so many times in my life that somebody be like, I've met you before. And I'm like, no, you haven't. And they're like, no, yes, exactly like you. Like energy, look, and no, you've never met Malika.
I
And
don't know if that was just LT or Aubrey Malika. She said one of them. The lady said everywhere,
that was me.
everywhere.
When I sent you the movie, the name of the movie, I said, this is it. This is your teachings.
That was
Everything,
you saying
everywhere,
it. Okay,
all
so I
at
knew
once.
one of y'all just said it all at once.
And
Making
when
so much of it, I can't see shit. I'm sorry.
the name of that movie means so much more to me now after
Right in
today.
this moment, right?
Absolutely, because it is everything, everywhere, all at once. And it's all happening in your existence. Now, I think the coolest thing with this, I had a past life reading way back when with Ro, and it was before we had initially thought of doing Grand Rising. And the gentleman had told me that I was a business owner in my past life, and I was extremely successful, and everybody knew who I was. But the humbleness and the humility wasn't there, the loving wasn't there. Like I loved my people, but I was very stern and aggressive. And so in this lifetime, my karmic debt to make up for that lifetime was to approach my business and my people, my family in a more loving way. So now to see 4 years later Grand Rising show up the way it does through meeting you, it's that. That's what we do with it. It's
And you
learning
definitely pour love back into your people.
without being, see, and I'm not mean. I'm sometimes I need to be, but I'm not. Like me and Quatita are so loving. We give so much love.
The
but
grace be gracing.
it's so dope that that's connected to balancing out who you were in that other existence. Yeah, it's really cool. I love it.
So just discovering your past self, like, can unlock two different things. Like even for Jazzy, um, not realizing the greatness of where she comes from, of who she was and who she still is. And maybe just knowing that, like the things that we use to this day comes from you, somewhere in your soul, over soul, comes from you.
And that's why it's so important to not get, I say, absorb what you need to in spaces that you're drawn to, but do not lose yourself or your vision or your purpose within any space that you're in. And I feel like that's where the conditioning is when you all speak of your experiences in church, is to draw you away from yourself. But no matter what path you choose or what you support or what you follow or what you believe in, there is one main purpose that never changes. And that is your path, your soul journey, your soul signature, your soul purpose. And it's connected all the way through. Will you dig deep enough, though, to find serenity in silent solitude and hear
So,
what that is?
oh, okay, listen, Malika, I want to say this because the fact that maybe I'm used to being a man at some point, I don't know, right? Because I know that I was John. But I just said this to you. I said, if I was a man, I probably would be Sean G. I said that to you. I
Yeah.
said that to you.
Yeah.
And then we also talked about how physically I favor Dr. Malachi Z. York. And our teachings have come in a full circle to the point where I'm like, no, I ain't never heard nobody say that. They're like, our great teacher said this, and we had to actually go and look. And so we are everything, everywhere, all at fucking once, because Mother Dina has separated herself in such a way to do that. I am blown away, and I need to know more.
But what if also, Quatita, that is also the disguise of it because of our power that we hold? Because if we keep coming back in the same form, they're already, it's kind of like a wanted. When you
Yeah.
look at a wanted poster, we are looking for this specific person. But the power that we hold is so grand and so amazing, you coming in different particular vessels but still holding and having that same energy, it's like your power is getting an additional charge every single time you're coming back in every which way, because it's still going to have the same principle, but you're able to do it again, but
Mm.
with the additional knowledge of the oversoul speaking to you and saying, do this, do it this way, do it that way. And like LT said, maybe it is a lot for us to be able to heal so that we can understand that inner us. Why it's so important for us to be able to understand that heart space
And
and
this
things
is
of that nature.
maybe in such a way, like when they put us into this matrix, how she had to, like on the holy shit. Whoa, that was mind blowing. Like on the movie Lucy, when she found her power and knew what she could do, she was in everything, everywhere, all at once. From the TV, she was fucking everything, bro. She separated herself. She was in electricity. She was in the black gooky shit. She was in the TV. She was everything.
And I think also because I was maybe a genome woman, that I had to come this lifetime as a melanite woman to have that experience. You understand what I'm saying? Like perhaps I don't know what was going on because both of them were born during the same time,
Mm-hmm.
5 years apart. Women's suffrage, all that stuff, going through two different experiences. So, in order for her to have the full experience, maybe she had to come back as me. And now I'm having that, having the experience.
Because both lives mirror inside of your
They
one life.
do. They do. Um, Although she was for Melanites in a sense, she couldn't be just blatant. You know what I'm saying? Like there had to be some pullback, but she did speak out in certain ways that I read. But in this life, she's able to speak out freely for the Melite woman, as what I've done, and for the children without no repercussions. You understand? So she's getting that experience that maybe she wanted to have, but she couldn't come as me,
Yeah.
working through me. I'm able to have that experience fully and experience that.
That is so.
Quantita, you said your past life, you were a genome male also, right, Quantita?
A black man?
You were a black man, but she was genome?
Who?
Bazzy was? Well, I thought in your
No,
past life,
Betty was, she was a little light skinned lady that wore glasses.
okay, because I was going to say, LT, what's dope about what you just said, which I completely get, is that how can you be who you fully are without the experience of what you're not? And that's why I listen. When I got the picture of my great grand uncle and he looked like somebody who would have hung me from a tree, when I found out that I had Jewish blood running through my veins, it took me a second to sit with it. So even when you hesitate to say, even though I was a woman, like don't feel bothered by that, because there's a reason and there's a purpose for everything. And so the work that you're doing now, if you never had that experience, like you said, you wouldn't be able to be a savior in this. And it was calling you even from them. But what's really dope about that then is as we're rewriting our story, before we come back to this plane, are we shifting those puzzle pieces as well and saying, okay, well, I was drawn to this, so I need to live this.
Malika, that's so powerful because I believe that says a lot about why I have such an urge and a longing to, like I say, be overseas, know everybody, not be cultured in a sense. One of my best friends, she's an East Indian woman, and I love her dearly. I've never had an East Indian, but when I moved overseas and had that experience, I was able to take all that in, and she came into my experience, and now we're the greatest friends. The job that I do, I serve everybody. I can't be biased. You understand? So um, the love is there regardless. I can't stop that. It's just part of who I am. I have the opportunity in this life to serve everybody. Um, and that's just kind of how my life is set up.
I had said to
Yeah.
LT, I said, those who can just blatantly go and like those who are not us, even the genomes that are not genomes that are us actually, I think that's how it's been like planted, because the genomes who are real genomes do not belong to where we belong to, and they are easily able to kill and slaughter us. They don't know who's who. I am so upset, but I have to go because I have to do my last session of the day. But I could not. I kept saying, "LT, no, I have to go on here now and talk about this. Like I have to, like, because my mind is blown. I don't know. All I know is I was supposed to come on and just do that, but started watching some of it back because I haven't even gotten to. I'm still on the world reading part of it, but just to hear me even say unlocking the keys in the DNA and knowing did not knowing, I knew that I was gonna have three people come up and do this, but not knowing where it would go, was
But
is
Rashida, I always think about what you said when Mother Dina came through and she spoke about the creation of genomes and how she said we love them because they are our children. And
yes,
hearing that, I often play that in my mind. It's like, what does that mean in its totality? I said we
yes,
have to love. If we are the deity, then they are who. There has to be a certain. That's why you love those who do you, wrong. It's hard for you not to love because that's just who you are, and that's who we are. You understand? So
yeah,
it's hard not to love. You don't have to deal with people, but it's hard not to care about them.
yeah,
You understand?
I do.
So um, I often think about that when Mother Dina said that.
I'm so fucking fluid, bro. Like I don't even know what life is. Right, I could take a nap. I don't even lie to you. Like my mind is so needed a rest because I could just take a nap. Anyway, this is not gonna be the last time y'all see me this evening. Um, it can't be because I ain't gonna be able to function. I gotta talk about it. I feel like I need to do one or two more people. Like I
It's the hiccup
always
giggle
wanted to
for
do
me.
past life regressions, and now it's like,
Can we trade, Quatita?
yeah,
I'll do one for you. You do one for me.
oh my god, yes, yes.
It's the
Uh,
hiccup giggle. I love the hiccup giggle, and I love to see how free flowing and how fun it was for you at the same time. As individuals were receiving the messages that they needed, it was also filling you in that same moment. And that's so
mhm.
dope to see. And that is why I'm ready to see more. I love it. And I think takes me back to when spirit came through and said they came to you because they knew in the work that you do, they could rescue those on the other side that were in cells, encapsulated, or whatever the case was. It reminds me of that. And I love that they don't tell you everything before you step into it so that you can go back and have those aha moments watching it back. I give gratitude for you, friend, as
Gratitude. I
always.
don't know where the hell Aubrey ass is in the chat.
You dropped a while ago.
Oh my god. Anyway, we'll come back, you guys, and I love y'all. Gratitude. All right, talk to y'all soon. Peace. Solitude, they
Mhm.
what?
So